Okay, this is getting ridiculous. Did something happen? I mean, I saw you spending a lot of time in the attic with Yusuke and Futaba at the party, and Futaba doesn't talk to me either. It's just, I don't care if you were trash-talking Maruki or something. I don't need to know the details. But if it's to do with me, I want you to tell me. Is it because of that stuff with Yusuke? I at least deserve to know what the hell is going on. We're partners, right? I'm just confused.
Hey, Yusuke.
Ah, Goro. Did you acquire what we need?
I did. Though I must tell you, what you're getting is no model. It's the real deal, a katana.
A real katana? I've never had one before. The price was always prohibitive.
Well, it won't be a problem this time. Consider it a gift. But keep in mind, it's no toy. You'll need to respect it.
I understand. A tool of creation and destruction. It deserves reverence. This blade, it's perfect. I could never repay you for something like this.
I'm not asking for repayment, Yusuke. Just results. Make sure it's put to good use.
I won't forget, and I won't waste this opportunity. You have my thanks, Goro.
I still don't think this is a good idea, but you two are impossible. So I guess I'll just keep my paws out of it.
You do that, little prince. Besides, a true artist should have the proper tools. Wouldn't you agree?
True. And what about you? Are you still using that laser saber of yours?
It's not a laser saber, Yusuke. It's a quasar. A subclass of active galactic nuclei, in case you're unaware. They're the most luminous objects in the universe, powered by gas and dust falling into a supermassive black hole. The energy they emit spans the entire electromagnetic spectrum. A weapon befitting a fighter of considerable might.
Really? Because Futaba said it looks a lot like the weapon the bad guy used in Featherman's 10-year anniversary special or something.
And I say that you will walk home if you continue spouting nonsense.
So what? We just give up using these memory rooms and their antidote as long as Maruki is around?
We don't know if this antidote is an immunity similar to Call of Truth, or even if it will work on a large scale. If we make the wrong move, Maruki will be on our tail. He already has his eye on you, Futaba. And ever since our last debate, I've been working to regain his trust. So far, it's been going well. He hasn't made a move against me, but we're running out of time. The Velvet Room, unreliable as it might be, warned me that Maruki's grip tightens by the day. It could explain why Haru's shutting me out.
Yeah, the longer we wait, the more they'll cling to this reality. We can't let that happen. So, what's the plan?
We'll use the trip to Paris to act. As Futaba suggested, we'll plant a problem in Europe, like a delayed metaphorical time bomb. When we return to Japan, Maruki will have no choice but to address the mess we left behind. That should give us enough room to act. What do you guys think?
Ha! I knew your holier-than-thou attitude was just hypocrisy. Admit it, my idea's brilliant. Almost as brilliant as my Steam credits embezzling software.
What kind of metaphorical delayed time bomb do you have in mind? Will the Louvre Museum be involved? If so, I'd like to visit it beforehand, if it's possible.
Are we seriously going to harm innocents just for the mission? Goro, that seemed reckless.
We won't be directly hurting anyone. We'll use Futaba's skills to create discord in the government and European politics. Leaking secrets, mixing files, creating lies, the most chaos we can provoke, the better. Don't forget, if people are harmed, Maruki will erase our actions anyway. And when the true reality comes back, if we play our cards right, none of those memories will persist in anyone. But this trip to Paris is the perfect opportunity to finally make a move. We can't stand idly by forever, nor risk all our efforts being reduced to nothing by Maruki.
Makes sense. I'll start digging into what I can stir up in the City of Lights.
I was hoping we could enjoy some vacation time, but I suppose saving the world takes priority.
Vacations, funded by Okamura's blood money? Hard pass. His army of overworked salarymen and all the targets he gave me. Just looking him in the eye makes me want to puke.
Yeah, I think I get that feeling.
Regardless, you'll all have time to enjoy yourselves too. We'll need to keep up appearances after all, and act like we're just here for a normal vacation.
And then, here, but also, yes, and that shade of green will illuminate the lines. You invited me here, yet all I've done is lose myself in my drawings. I apologize.
Huh?
Oh, did I interrupt your thoughts?
In a way. You were right. This place does prompt introspection.
Would you like to share what's on your mind?
The usual. Existential dreads. Nothing new, I'm afraid.
I see. You know, maybe coming with me to watch people will help bring clarity to your questions. I find it gives new perspectives, to observe strangers in their everyday lives, trying to guess why they act the way they do.
Maybe. Say, Yusuke, what's your take on it? What's the meaning of all this? Our world. Our existence as living human beings. Nothing makes much sense, does it?
In my eyes, the universe isn't some grand masterpiece with a hidden meaning. It's more like an abstract canvas, a set of motions without a design. If there were a perfect sense to it all, we'd just be cogs in some indifferent machine, fulfilling a predetermined role. It's the chaos, the uncertainty that gives life its beauty. In that uncertainty, when we stumble upon something or someone who resonates with us, who brings light to our confusion, that's where true euphoria lies.
So, to you, the mystery is part of the appeal?
It's more like, I don't think the goal is to understand everything. It's to find those rare, meaningful moments within the absurdity. The ones that make you feel like you're doing exactly what you're born to do. Or being somewhere you feel like you belong. It's a matter of the heart and less of the mind.
It's rare to hear something that doesn't feel like it's trying to force an answer onto me.
Do you enjoy silence in general?
Depends. Sometimes it's comforting, and sometimes it's just plain terrifying. But right now, I wouldn't mind just watching you draw.
I'll gladly oblige. The red spider lilies are exhibiting a particularly vibrant bloom this year, I've noticed. It's a welcome contrast to the usual chestnut hues.
All right, fine. If you don't want to talk to me, then just say it. I thought we were past this whole avoidance thing. You're not the only one with stuff on your mind, you know. I thought we were on the same page. What happened to we're in this together? Whatever it is, just say something. I'll respect your space. I'll leave you alone all the time you want. Please don't abandon me without saying anything. It'd kill me.
So, assuming this chaos in Paris goes off without a hitch, what's the next move before we get there?
Ryuji, of course.
Ryuji? He's been looking more uneasy lately, but you think he's starting to break through Maruki's influence?
He's starting to question things, thanks to our conversations. He's been listening to me, even if he doesn't understand half of what I'm saying. That stubborn side of him might just be our opening. But if we wait too long, Maruki could tighten his grip on him again.
Ryuji has always been strong-willed, but susceptible to influences that play on his sense of loyalty. If we reach him now, while he's wavering, he might be willing to fight with us. Does he know anything about his situation in the true reality?
Not really. I've yet to hint at his leg or Kamoshida's real nature, but he told me he wanted more. He wants to be a hero again. The idea of being a phantom thief might be enough to help him swallow the truth.
Sounds good, but how are we planning to do that? Last time we dove into the cognitive world, Mona disappeared and we got trapped in a memory warping room. And we only found Yusuke and Mona because of that blue butterfly. If it doesn't show up again, we'll have to find Ryuji's distortion on our own.
I appreciate the concern, but I've learned a few things since then. And this time, we'll be prepared. The three of us will head into the cognitive world, avoiding anything that resembles one of those memory rooms for now. You'll keep watch on us from the real world, Futaba, and make sure nothing goes wrong.
How noble of you. Watching you guys sleep, I'll charge up my Nintendo Switch.
Well, you haven't regained your powers yet. Do you have another plan?
Nah, we're still dependent on my mom's research. But I'll help from here. Maybe we can even find a way to communicate between the two dimensions. If we can prove that your real bodies and your cognitive selves are connected, we could come up with some kind of code. I'll check with my mom.
I'll make sure to stay close to you two. With Yusuke by our side this time, and a crew full of Persona users, I'm sure we'll be able to pull this off. We might even figure out what made me disappear in the first place, though I'd rather not be the test subject again.
I'll keep my eyes sharp and my weapons ready. You mentioned a butterfly guiding you to me last time?
Exactly. Maybe it'll show up again, but we'll proceed without relying on it. Futaba, you said something about the location of Yusuke's distortion this morning?
Yeah, Yusuke's distortion was at the same place as Madarama's shack. So maybe Ryuji's is tied to somewhere important to him too, like his house or Shujin Academy.
A distortion manifesting in a place tied to a core memory. That would be consistent with the patterns we've seen.
And if Ryuji's shadow appears, I'll use the Call of Truth on it. That will make him immune to Maruki's influence. Permanently.
We have to be careful, though. If Maruki catches wind of this, he'll try to interfere. And Ryuji, he's not like Yusuke. He might not handle the truth so well.
If we don't act now, he won't get a chance to handle it at all. We need him on our side before we take on Maruki. Ryuji may be blunt and reckless, but he's a very good fighter.
It goes beyond that. Ryuji would want to know the truth. He chose the real world, just like the rest of us. We need to free him so he can make that choice again.
Makes me think of something. Won't he just lose it when he sees Kamoshida playing nice with him? Not to mention how Anne and Shiho fawn over their coach. We'll have to keep our fiery rebel in check if we pull this off.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Agreed. Are we heading out tonight for some recon, then?
Yes. We'll start by clearing a path to his house. If his shadow is going to manifest anywhere, it'll be where Maruki's changes have the deepest hold. I have a feeling his mother plays a big part in why he's holding on to this reality.
All right, I'll keep an eye on you from here in the meantime. Just don't do anything stupid while I'm stuck on the sidelines, okay?
We won't, and we won't stay long. At least for tonight. I also want to test what happens if one of you, Yusuke, Mona, wakes up in the real world while I'm still asleep. Since I'm the only one who can bring you in there, it's worth understanding the mechanics.
Don't forget, we also need to try using the Call of Truth on you to clear any lingering doubts about Maruki's influence.
Right. If it turns out he tampered with my memories... Oh, part of me almost hopes he did.
Please, Akechi-kun, stop, please. Please, I'll do anything you want. Just make it stop, please.
Why? Isn't it your goal to make people happy? See how happy I am right now?
Please, Akechi-kun,
He won't
stop.
see what's coming.
Are you planning to...
Change his heart? We'll see how it goes. I am not a phantom thief, but I agree with some of your concepts. For example, Anne's idea that there are fates worse than death.
Let's change the subject, maybe. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, like Goro said before.
Then it's settled. We have a lot to prepare for. I must admit, I'm curious to see this world with my own eyes. You mentioned it's different from the metaverse we knew.
It is. Picture a silent city infested with tentacles. Truly delightful.
Joking aside, you'd better come back in one piece, Neo. Also, I'll set up some security measures at your apartment, just in case. I don't want any surprise visits from a certain thief while you're all snoring away.
This apartment hasn't had any privacy for a while. Do what you need to. Just avoid cameras in the bathroom.
Ugh, gross. But if Inari and you end up as roommates, I might be tempted to...
No.
All right, let's get ready then. It's still early. How about we all have dinner together? A full stomach's important for saving the world.
I wholeheartedly agree. Let's.
Damn, her outfit is so cool. I wish my parents would give me enough money to cosplay.
You mean Pink Argus? I could help. When's your birthday?
I don't want your money. Besides, when I go back into the cognitive world to fight with you guys, I'll get my own superhero outfit, right?
Oh, of course. I've seen your Phantom Thief outfit. Pink Argus would probably be jealous, honestly.
Really? Is it like yours? Full bodysuit and all? And those red lenses are so cool.
You wouldn't think so if you knew what they're for.
Try me. Oh, do they shoot lasers?
They serve a purpose? I thought they just contrasted with the marine blue of your suit.
There's more to it than that. I awakened Loki under special circumstances that I don't want to go into. But I was young. The blood from my first victims freaked me out. And these lenses adapted, taking on a red tint, making the blood invisible to me. Helped me stay focused on the work.
Oh, talk about a downer.
What about Robin Hood? When did he appear?
I have Akira to thank for him.
Oh, really? They didn't appear at the same time?
No. Robin Hood came later. That was when I was planning to infiltrate your group. I knew if Akira saw me as the Black Mask, my whole plan would be screwed. But, well, I couldn't stand the thought of it either. I wanted so badly for him to see me as someone he'd admire. A noble justiciar who could match a fierce vigilante, not just a rabid dog in rags with clawed gauntlets.
That's more sentimental than I expected from you.
Pathetic, isn't it?
I saw your other outfit in the memories Maruki stole from me. The mosquito thing. Keep the one you currently have.
Well, I can't switch back to the other one yet anyway. And it's not a mosquito, but rather a tengu.
Still, all the Persona users we know had to face some emotional overload for their awakening. How do you awaken a persona just because you want to lie?
Oh well. Maybe because it wasn't about wanting to lie. It was a survival need. If I didn't infiltrate your group, my revenge against Shido, my entire purpose, would be jeopardized. I felt like I had no other choice. Loki was pissed about it. Wanted to show himself to you all. But I had enough self-loathing and hatred in me to discard even my own true identity. Whatever it was at that point. I eventually snapped in half. Right in Okamura's palace as I was following you all. Watching Joker do all those stupid acrobatics. Leading your team with his infuriating panache. All I could think about was how much I wanted to be someone else. And then there was this voice, urging me to call for it, while Loki kept pressuring me to hold back.
I understand. So, during the school festival, when you told us how you awakened your persona in Okamura's palace...
It's easier to hide a lie within a truth. Yes. That's when Robin Hood finally manifested. He allowed me to fully embrace the facade, But also, he reminded me of what I was supposed to be fighting for. The part of myself I'd buried when I started working for Shido. And he made me realize that my feelings for Akira were never just about hatred. It's always been...
Enough drama. I can't hear what they're saying.
So every time you use these powers, some of the flow the Nexus gave you is drained, and when it runs out, you return to the...
The guy in the black mask wasn't the mastermind, but he definitely blew up the mothership.
We can't be sure of that.
Look! Look!
Oh. Long time no see.
That's the villain? He doesn't even look suspicious.
That's him!
Shh! Shut up, Morgana. Have you finally pieced it all together?
What are you doing here?
Quiet, inferior soldier. I'm here to settle a score with your captain.
You seem to know me. How unfair of you to wear that mask.
Then why don't you come and take it off me?
Will our heroes finally uncover the truth
No,
behind
not
the
now!
explosion that shook the Galactic
Fuck, that
Council?
goddamn...
Find out next
Why the hell
week
did
in-
they stop it there?
You think Maruki controls Featherman too?
Oh, absolutely. Either him or someone else is pulling the strings just to piss me off.
It's a conspiracy against the Featherman warriors at this point. The suspense is unbearable!
Would Maruki really go to the lengths of controlling a children's show?
It's not for kids, Inari.
Everything's controlled. Doesn't matter. We're kicking their asses in the end, one way or another. But I do want to know how this show ends.
One more reason to stick to the mission!
Damn right.
You seem to enjoy this routine, inviting us over so often. You've been cooking a lot lately, too.
Someone has to make sure you two don't live off instant noodles.
How ironic. Your memory fails you, huh?
Blah, blah. Here, have a taste. More salt, you think?
Just a pinch. It's kind of you.
Is it? I'd say it's a practical arrangement. It's easier to plan these meetings when everyone is fed and present.
Practical, yes. But you don't have to cook every time.
If you're really that grateful, you could help me beat Akira's recipe.
Are you okay about him?
I'd rather not talk about it, at least for now. What about you? How are you holding up, now that Madarame isn't around anymore?
Oh, I've often wondered, Goro, the extent of Shido's influence on Madarame. My mentor never seemed like a man who could be manipulated, but I've heard whispers that he wasn't always like that. Was it purely his own greed? Or did he feel trapped too?
Well, I wouldn't give him that much credit. If I may be blunt, Yusuke, I think he was every bit as rotten as Shido. Maybe even worse. What do you think happened to the other students before you?
What are you implying?
I'm saying, if the Phantom Thieves hadn't succeeded in changing your master's heart after you confronted him, he might have asked Shido, and by extension me, to handle you. Some students were fortunate to only have their careers ruined, but for the most stubborn, well, let's just say it wouldn't have been the first time Madarame made such a request.
It's unsettling to imagine that kind of fate.
Believe me, I used to get caught up in those what-ifs, but it never did me any good. That's why everything we're doing, it's so important. I'm done with what-ifs. I want reality, the real, unfiltered version. If there's any meaning to my existence, it has to be mine. Not some twisted fantasy built on denial. You can't keep burying the truth beneath layers of excuses and illusions, pretending it doesn't fester. Because one day, you'll look in the mirror and realize you don't even recognize yourself.
I suppose I should be grateful then. Madarame never demanded more from me than my art. I could have easily ended up on a darker path. Like you.
No more what-ifs. Right now, you are Yusuke Kitagawa, phantom thief and gifted artist, striving to break free from every chain. That's what matters.
Thank you, Goro.
Shiny! Shiny way! Neo! Oh my god, no way! All 3 starters are shiny. Are you kidding me? What are the odds? Why is fate so cruel? Shiny!
Congratulations. So, which one are you picking?
I don't know! I can't decide! Ah!
Calm down. Just take a screenshot, since you end up leaving them to rot in a PC box anyway. It's all about the thrill of the hunt, right?
Yeah, you're right. But it's still insane. I mean, what are the odds? It's impossible!
Not impossible. Just highly improbable. Let's calculate it, shall we?
No way. 1 chance out of 550 billions?
It's not as if we live in a reality designed to cater to our every whim.
Oh, come on. That's no fun. I want it to be legit.
Don't worry, we're working on it.
So back near Shibuya Crossing, it seems. Interesting. Stay alert.
This is incredible, yet horrifying. It's as though the city itself is struggling beneath the weight of its own creation.
That's the cognitive world for you. The usual distorted reflection of reality, but here, it feels even more twisted.
Welcome to Maruki's vision of paradise, Fox. Not exactly a scenic painting, is it?
No, it's like a nightmare made manifest, a perversion of familiar forms. The lines are sharp, yet fluid. The colors subdued, but oppressive. Yet there's a certain beauty in how it captures despair. It's haunting.
Beauty and despair, huh? I suppose only you could appreciate that.
Keep your eyes peeled at all times and trust nothing you see. The place is far more dangerous than it lets on.
Of course, but how could Maruki create such a place? Does this city reflect his desires, or his genuine view of the world?
Both, I guess. His influence grows stronger the longer he stays in power. So the prevailing theory is that it started in Japan and is trying to spread worldwide.
I see. It reminds me of how the Phantom Thieves had access to more pieces of mementos the more famous they became.
It's possible that this cognitive distortion spreads in the same way. We wondered last time if it was even possible to go from one country to another without even leaving the cognitive world.
We're not here for tourism. Should I remind you that Maruki probably knows we're here and is watching our every move? Let's not waste any time.
Agreed. We're here to clear a path to Ryuji's house.
So where exactly does Ryuji live?
I know his address. It's this way.
Wait, is it far from here? Last time you visited, didn't you take the train?
Yeah, it's a bit of a hike. We had to walk quite a bit to reach Yusuke's distortion, too, chasing that damn butterfly for what felt like hours.
Well, you're in luck now. You've got me. Time to hop into the Monobus.
Oh, right. That takes me back, though I've never had the pleasure of driving.
I'm not exactly at ease behind the wheel, either.
Don't sweat it, it's a breeze. Now let's roll.
I've got an odd sense of déjà vu about all this.
Again? We've been getting those a lot in the cognitive world. Think it means anything?
I'm not sure, but I intend to find out. Let's get moving.
It's as if the city itself is frozen in time. Do you think Maruki even realizes what this place has become?
Whether he realizes or not doesn't matter. He created this mess, and has ensnared everyone in it, without their knowing. Let's hope Ryuji hasn't fallen too deep.
These tendrils, it's almost as though they're suffocating the city, consuming it.
They're a part of Maruki's influence. We've seen them before, but they're spreading. Whatever happens here isn't pretty.
Unlike in mementos, there don't seem to be any shadows either. Still, you mentioned getting ambushed last time.
Yeah. I still have to figure out how the security system works. It's mostly empty, but we've spotted patrols on the sea and some weaklings on the streets. The ambush last time felt unnatural, just like Mona's disappearance, as if something had triggered it.
Agreed, it almost felt like we lured them in. But they're all underleveled, so it's a piece of cake even if we're outnumbered.
That's right. The real danger, in my opinion, is on the inside of these buildings. I don't want to experience a nightmare like this memory room ever again.
Streets are getting too narrow for me to pass through. We'll have to go on foot from here.
See, sometimes a bicycle's more practical than a giant bus.
Next time, maybe you should bring one and follow alongside us. You can cycle while Yusuke and I ride in luxury.
As I've mentioned, I'm not particularly comfortable behind a wheel, or handlebars for that matter.
I was joking, Mona. You're very useful. Happy?
Finally, some well-deserved recognition for my brilliance.
Don't let it go to your head.
Are we far from Ryuji's house?
Not too much farther. If I'm remembering right, it's about 20 minutes on foot from here.
All right then, let's get going. Time's ticking. Shadow spotted!
Oh, nice!
At last I can unleash my new mask. Come to me, Gorokichi!
Your persona's name is Gorokichi? Are you kidding me?
Vorpal Blade! Indeed. Is something troubling you, Crow?
No. I was just wondering when I'd get my turn to summon, Akirusu. Seems like we're just handing out personal tributes now.
Gorokichi is the birth name of Ishikawa Goemon, one of Japan's
Spare me the history lesson, Fox. I don't give a shit about your persona's lore, as long as he tears these scums apart.
Does the cognitive world make you particularly crass, or is it your default setting?
It gives you a fluffy tail, so let's not pretend we're operating on the same level.
It's for balance and speed, not to mention...
Guys, come on!
Look, just admit the tail is ridiculous.
You know what's truly ridiculous? Your attitude. Hold on, I need to capture this.
We're not here for your art, Fox. Keep up.
Give me 5 minutes. I'll make a rough sketch.
This isn't a field trip. We're restoring reality, not your next gallery piece. Put the notebook down. Now.
I don't recall ever being under your command.
Oh, so that's how it's gonna be, huh? You want me to make you stop by force?
I'd love to see you try.
Guys, now's not the time for a fight.
Put the notebook down.
Make me.
Guys, you're being ridiculous!
Shh. Fine. 5 minutes. Not a second more.
How generous of you.
This is it. Ryuji's house.
It looks normal. Should we head in?
Your call, Crow.
Not yet. We don't know what's waiting for us in there. Tonight's objective was to secure a path, and with as little intel as we have, I'm not taking any unnecessary risks. Let's find a safe room first.
Hold on, I've got the map here.
Are we certain Ryuji's distortion is even here? It looks no different from the other places we've seen. If there were a distortion, wouldn't we notice something out of the ordinary? What if it's at Shujin or elsewhere?
Well, we don't...
Crow?
No. There's something here. I can feel it. Call it intuition if you like, but this place is significant.
All right. There's a cinema around the corner in the real world. Let's check if it's a safe room here, too.
Lead the way.
Intuition? This is a cinema in the real world?
Yeah, this is definitely a safe room. Maruki's influence doesn't reach us strongly in here.
Good. Now hop into my arms, Mona.
What?
Don't waste time, just hurry up.
Mona, I believe Crow is concerned you might vanish again.
Shut up.
Hey!
Let's not linger. Yusuke, toss me a sleep vial.
When it was just you, Akira, Anne, and Ryuji, did it feel the same? Like, was it all just focused on Kamoshida? Or did you spend time... wasting time together?
Wasting time? You mean bonding?
Shh. Call it whatever you want.
Sure, we were focused, but we lived too. You can't fight shadows 24/7. Akira made time for it. Training with Ryuji, grabbing a bite after school. He didn't talk much, though. Back then, the rumors about him were pretty brutal, and Boss wasn't exactly warm at first.
Huh. Funny how I spent 10 years perfecting the art of shutting everyone out, only to end up blurting out my tragic backstory at every opportunity. Quite the downgrade.
Downgrade? You're letting people in, you're trusting, that's progress.
Progress in becoming an open book, sure. I'll be the judge of that trust in the long run, too. Even if, well, you're the fandom thieves. I suppose that, despite your fickle leader, betrayal isn't really part of your curriculum.
It's not about being phantom thieves, it's about being friends. Just believe in us, and we'll believe in you.
I believe you're always a bit too optimistic for my taste.
And I believe you love it more than you want to admit.
Who's that?
Oh, could it be Akira?
For his own sake, I hope not.
Delivery for Goro Akechi?
This package has a very strange shape.
What the?
Is this a raven?
My, hello there. A pleasure to finally make your acquaintance. You may call me Crow, and I assure you I'm quite intelligent, and rather skilled in conversation, if I do say so myself. Oh dear, nearly forgot my task. Silly me. I've been assigned the rather tedious duty of delivering a message from one Akira Kurusu. Honey, I miss you. I hope you're only pretending not to. If by some chance you do miss me as well, here's a gift. He's clean, a bit chattier than me, but just as eloquent. You'll love him. Please call me. Love you. End of the message? Well, that was a bit dramatic, wasn't it? Anyway, a pleasure, mister.
Is this real?
Nice to meet you, Mr. Is This Real? I must say that I'm quite taken with your haircut.
I don't like it. One talking animal in this town is enough.
Excuse me, peasant. I am not a mere talking animal. I am Crow, an exceptional gentleman of excellent companionship.
Where's my gun?
Your gun? Why?
Please, may I inquire as to whether we might discuss this matter? Would you be so kind as to lower that weapon? Yeah, I think maybe the talking raven was over the top.
Don't give up. You'll find a way to reach him. He misses you too, you know.